All right, welcome into our daytime kitchen on this Friday. It is a Food City Friday, and we're always excited to have registered dietitian Kirby Moir back with us in our daytime kitchen. Good to have you.
Happy Friday. Always happy to be here.
Yeah, and you're keeping us smart today. You're helping our brains today by talking about brain-rich type foods.
Yes, and I think when we think about brain health, a lot of us, in terms of older adults or as we age, cognition becomes something that we're all thinking about. We want to stay sharp, but a lot of these tips also are going to talk about how you can make sure you're building that cognition and what we're doing for kids and younger adults, because that's going to be instrumental for our healthy aging.
I feel like we talk about all the different things quite often, but we don't really talk about our cognitive or our, when I'm thinking about food, I know heart healthy and I know what's good for, you know, fighting off the cold and flu, but the brain I hadn't really talked about a lot.
Yeah, and I think there's two things to keep in mind, because we want to think about cellular integrity, so how do we keep our brain healthy and strong, but also the signaling that takes part throughout our body. So that's what some of these nutrients we're going to talk about today are going to support both of those factors.
All right, so where do we start?
All right, so the first one everyone might have been more familiar with. We've talked about this with immune health and heart health, but that's omega-3 fatty acids. So if you aren't thinking about omega-3 fatty acids, we recognize brain health, gut health, immune health, all the things. These are helping with that signaling and that cellular integrity. It's a type of fatty acid that we have to get from food sources. Our body cannot make it or create it on its own. So one of the top sources that we think about is fish or seafood, specifically salmon. This is one of those higher fat types of fish or seafood, but it has that omega-3, which is that anti-inflammatory fat component. So we recommend for brain health and total health eating fish or seafood at least 2 times per week.
Okay.
I think I've given that tip a few times.
I know. I try to remember that now. When I actually meal plan, though, I think about it in terms of at least 2 sources.
Yes, yeah, and of course, if you're somebody that's, you know, not as familiar, or you feel like you're not getting that in, there are some other plant-based sources such as walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds, which can also be incorporated. Especially, we've talked about granola,
yes,
oatmeal, smoothies. These are going to be those other good sources of those omega-3 fatty acids. Help with maintaining the cellular integrity, and they're anti-inflammatory, so extremely important to feature.
I love that we're multitasking.
Yeah, we're doing all the things. It's plethora of benefits.
We're covering this base, and this base. And your salmon looks delicious. What did you make
So
here?
what I love about Food City is, of course, our seafood kind of specialists. They can help navigate. All I did is put this on parchment paper in the oven for 15 minutes. It's just going to roast at about 400 degrees. I've also paired it with edamame, which is going to be another good source of protein, fiber. I have some mango. This would go great with pineapple as well. And I'm also featuring avocado, which also has some similar forms of healthy fats, just like those omega-3s we're getting from the salmon.
That looks delicious, and I love a good bowl like that.
Yeah, and it was a quick one. We used frozen edamame, so this took in total about 20 minutes to put together.
Oh.
So for meal prep or a weeknight meal, it's a really simple solution.
All right, that looks amazing. And then over here,
we're talking quiche today. So eggs provide one of the most powerful nutrients for brain health called choline. And I think a lot of people aren't familiar with that. It's not really a vitamin, it's not really a mineral, it is a nutrient. And what it really does, especially for our children and pregnant women, really help build neural functioning. So extremely important for kids to be getting eggs. That egg yolk is what is going to contain that powerful choline. But as we age, keeping choline in our diet is going to help protect that cognition. There's been some research come out around Alzheimer's, so incredibly powerful. We think about a simple ingredient, egg, lots of ways to mix it up, crack an egg if you will, but this quiche is a nice time for our kind of winter season. I use butternut squash. You could use kale or spinach, sauteed that, and then just put this in the oven for about 40 minutes. So it's a really simple meal prep option.
Kirby, that looks so good.
I know, we're getting hungry this Friday morning.
I was like, oh. And I don't think of the butternut squash in my quiche.
Yeah.
That's something different.
Any vegetable choice. This is also, we're going to talk about vitamin C, which is an antioxidant. This is rich in vitamin C, so again, we're still power playing those powerful pairings to support our brain health, but eggs are a staple, I would say, in terms of weekly ease to be incorporating in if you're looking for some of that brain boosting nutrients.
And you know, kids always love breakfast for dinner, so
yeah,
you could throw in some eggs
that's
for
a
dinner.
Great idea. And savory too, we love that.
Yes, and I love, if I'm going to do the shortcuts for the butternut squash, key.
Yes,
very important.
Because otherwise we have to peel it, you have to dice it. So this is a great time saver for that. And I did roast this for about 20 minutes before I put it in my quiche. And I use a prepared pie shell. You know, sometimes we just gotta keep things easy. No added sugar, but we're still getting in that little bit of crunch and texture there.
And that baby kale.
Super, and again, another vitamin C component here is what we're seeing. So those are the two pairings along with that choline. And we're gonna tackle vitamin C kind of in our next little tips.
All right, we've got more recipes, more information coming up here a little later on in our show. For more information and recipes too, you can check out our website at Daytime Tri-Cities. That's at WJHL.com. You can also go to foodcity.com for more information and recipes.